how AI is going to impact their future.
Eye-catching stories from the world of artificial intelligence.
And the battle for AI dominance is all set to meet up.
A few decades ago, artificial intelligence was destined to change the world. And well, did it ever? In just the last 24 years, it has made huge leaps, becoming a part of our everyday lives. In the last episode, we explored how AI started off as this wild idea, straight out of a big-budget sci-fi movie. But now, spoiler alert, AI has taken off like a rocket, totally transforming our world in ways we couldn't have imagined living without. We're gonna look at AI's journey since the turn of the millennium. But if you want to know how we got here, please have a look at part 1, already up on the channel. For those of you who are already caught up, let's continue. The thing is, in the year 2000, something big happened in AI development. It was like flipping a switch. After years of slow progress, the new millennium brought a surge of innovation. Suddenly, machine learning algorithms, once just academic stuff, started showing up everywhere. Before that, AI was mostly for nerdy or high-tech stuff, or Hollywood blockbuster movies. So what changed everything? Well, we found a way to bring AI into our homes, and it started with cleaning floors. Yep. The rise of AI in homes started with floor cleaning. Funny, huh? It's kind of like when mops or vacuum cleaners first came out, but even cooler because with a robot vacuum, you don't even have to lift a finger. Well, except to make sure it doesn't tumble down the stairs or have a showdown with your cat. It was a game changer, and the brains behind it, 3 MIT researchers, Rodney Brooks, Colin Angle, and Helen Grainer. The Roomba hit the shelves in 2002 thanks to a company called iRobot. They'd been on a mission to invent something, anything, since way back in 1990. Funny thing is, household robots weren't even on their radar back then. Initially, iRobot was all about making military and space exploration robots, which brought in big contracts and seemed less risky than commercial stuff. Their first project, called Genghis, came out just a year after they started the company. It was this robot shaped like a 6-legged insect, each leg moving on its own, not like those typical robots controlled from a central system. Then, 6 years into the iRobot journey, they launched their second project, Ariel. This one was designed to detect and clear mines in shallow sea areas. It moved like a crab and was made for DARPA, the US military agency known for backing all sorts of high-tech projects. Ariel had sensors for position, pressure, metal detection, and depth, pretty far from what Roomba ended up being, but it laid the groundwork. So, after spending about 10 years working on military and exploration robots, iRobot finally rolled out the Roomba in the market. It was the first self-navigating home robot, equipped with sensors to make its own decisions. Following the success of Roomba in 2002, iRobot introduced Scuba in 2005, a robot designed for mopping floors. Then, in 2006, they came out with Dirt Dog, a cleaning robot tailored for commercial spaces. The lineup kept growing in 2007 with Luge, a gutter cleaning bot, Vero for cleaning pools, and Create, a programmable mobile robot. Create was like Roomba, but aimed at tech enthusiasts and developers who wanted to experiment with robotics. Simply put, Roomba kick-started our trust in autonomous machines. Its impact was so significant that in 2010, Roomba earned a spot in the Robot Hall of Fame at Carnegie Mellon University, a well-deserved recognition. Around the same time, Honda was making waves with Asimo, a humanoid robot capable of autonomous movement, agility, and balance. Asimo could handle various situations, recognize faces and voices, and even serve trays to customers like a waiter in 2005. In the years that followed, there was a lot of focus on understanding robotics better, exploring neural networks, and making various advancements. But in 2011, everything changed again with the introduction of Siri, the first virtual assistant that could understand voice commands and interact using natural language on a smartphone. You might not have known this, but Siri was created by Adam Cheyer, one of the early AI pioneers who currently heads up advanced products and research at VerticalNet, a tech and research nonprofit where Adam used to work as a computer engineer. Apple swooped in and bought Siri in 2010, integrating it into their devices. Despite years of research into virtual assistants, Siri managed to pull off something big by seamlessly integrating scalable technologies. Older systems were too straightforward, offering limited options like can select restaurant, traffic, sports, etc. Plus, they mostly just relayed information without fully understanding the questions. To tackle the challenge of human language ambiguity, they brought in artificial intelligence tech. And for managing information, they used search technologies for geographical data, a system to gather info from different sources, secure storage for personal data, language tools, and a bunch of other tech wizardry. And of course, Google and other tech giants weren't going to sit idly by. In 2012, Google introduced Google Now, followed by Microsoft's Cortana in 2014, and Amazon's Echo Alexa the same year. These virtual assistants have become part of daily life for millions, connecting seamlessly with a ton of AI-based apps. But let's go back to 2011, because there was another big moment worth mentioning. On January 13th of that year, the quiz show Jeopardy saw something unusual. Ken Jennings, Brad Rutter, and against them, the IBM computer Watson. It might seem like a bit of an unfair matchup now, but believe me, a decade ago, it was a huge challenge. That day, Watson made history in the world of artificial intelligence by showing it could understand and answer questions in natural language.
Actors who direct for 1,000.
A Bronx Tale. Brad.
Who is Robert De Niro.
Something computers struggled with back then. Watson was built using techniques of natural language processing, machine learning, and cloud storage. It featured a rapid response system that searched for the correct answer in a vast data set, including texts, audio, and video. Moreover, it had the ability to recognize contexts and patterns in questions, enabling it to provide precise and relevant answers. Does that ring a bell? It was the first time they used techniques that are super important nowadays. Understanding language, learning from data, handling big amounts of information, a system for answering tough questions, and a cloud-based system that can grow with the demand, among others. Thanks to all this, Watson snagged the $1 million prize. This isn't the first time we've seen machines take on humans, right? Back in the 90s, it was a big deal when a computer beat chess grandmaster Garry Kasparov. And then we saw it in quiz shows too. And now, we keep pushing the boundaries. It's kind of fascinating when you think about it. That's why on March 9th, 2016, the best Go player in the world, Lee Sedol, showed up at the Four Seasons Hotel in Seoul to play against the first computer that claimed it could beat a human. He was pretty confident, telling the press not to worry, that he'd win all 5 games against the artificial intelligence AlphaGo to prove that machines couldn't beat humans at Go, especially not him, a world champion 18 times over. But to everyone's surprise, Lee Sedol lost. AlphaGo wasn't just some joke anymore. It was the computer that had beaten Lee Sedol. And for a lot of people, not just Go fans, that day became a part of history. Just so you know, Go is the toughest board game in the world, and AlphaGo won 4 out of 5 games against Lee Sedol. Created by DeepMind, which is now owned by Google, AlphaGo is a product of a machine learning startup based in London, with Demis Hassabis leading the charge. AlphaGo uses machine learning and artificial intelligence to play the game. It was given the game's rules and a huge database of Go games played by pros and amateurs alike. From there, AlphaGo started playing against other humans, making decisions like any other AI, looking at possible moves, predicting dozens of future moves for each one, and assessing the chances of winning, before finally choosing the best move based on its experience. But what kept a computer from winning at Go before? Well, the game itself is relatively simple to play, but making the right move isn't so easy. Just to give you an idea, while in chess we have about 20 possible moves per turn, in Go, there can be around 200 moves. There are so many options that no computer can check them all to find the best one. The solution? Well, the same as a human. Use artificial intelligence to guess what might be the best move. And that's exactly what AlphaGo did. It learned from human games, but in 2017, they came out with the next version, AlphaGo Zero. This one was built to learn only by playing against itself. And guess what? It beat its predecessor 100 games to none. The first AlphaGo learned from thousands of players, but AlphaGo Zero didn't have access to those games. The folks at DeepMind, the company owned by Alphabet, Google's parent company, just gave it the game's rules. For 3 days, AlphaGo Zero played against itself, learning from every mistake it made. At first, its moves were random, but it figured out which ones worked best pretty quickly. Within 3 hours, it was playing better than a beginner. In 70 hours, it was a pro, ready to take on the best in the world. This is called deep learning. And, well, let me tell you, it's as impressive as it is kind of scary. We don't exactly know the strategies AlphaGo Zero uses, or why it believes they're the best. Deep learning works in a way where it doesn't show each decision step by step, but the strategies it uses are better than what the first version of AlphaGo, the one that learned from humans, followed. Unlike the first version, AlphaGo Zero uses just one neural network instead of several separate ones. This lets it make moves faster because it only needs to search for probabilities in one network. To give you an idea, it made each move in just 0.4 seconds, and that's how it completely outperformed its older version. Moving away from games a bit, let's fast forward to November 2020. DeepMind kept at it, building on what they learned from AlphaGo Zero. And then, they introduced the second version of their machine learning program, AlphaFold. This program could figure out the three-dimensional structure of pretty much any protein, a super complex scientific problem that had been waiting for a solution for 50 years. Before this artificial intelligence got going, figuring out the molecular structure of a single protein was a long process of research and experiments. This made developing new drugs, for instance, take a lot of time. But then AlphaFold came along and broke records by revealing the composition of all 200 million proteins found in living organisms on Earth, including animals and plants. What's really cool is that without this technology, it would have taken humanity thousands of years to manually discover all these molecular structures. So, the speed of this computer system is unmatched. That's why this achievement is considered the biggest leap forward in AI history. 2 years later, in 2022, we met everyone's new best friend, our beloved ChatGPT. It's proof that talking to computers has reached an incredibly advanced level. Made by OpenAI, ChatGPT lets you chat with a computer about pretty much anything and get super smart responses on all sorts of topics. Basically, it's like a chat system with artificial intelligence that marks the start of a new era. It got over 175 million settings and has been trained with tons of text to do all sorts of language tasks, from translating to generating text. So, if you're a student, you can ask this AI for a 1,000-word essay on any topic, and it'll whip it up before you even get a chance to Google the first thing. However, like any AI model, it's possible for it to make mistakes at some points. So we shouldn't take everything it writes as exact. But this AI is crazy powerful, capable of dishing out detailed and knowledgeable responses. Some people even think it could knock Google and similar search engines off their pedestals. And get this, it doesn't just answer questions, it remembers everything you've been chatting about. So, if you ask it something related to a previous answer, it'll know what you're talking about without needing a full recap. Who would have thought this chatbot would cause such a stir? Since it hit the scene, it's been a whirlwind of excitement, surprises, and even a little magic. With incredible growth, the popularity of this chatbot skyrocketed right from the start. It has 180.5 million active monthly users. Neither TikTok nor Instagram. ChatGPT became the fastest growing internet platform in history. According to Bill Gates, the co-founder of Microsoft, we're on the brink of our second big tech revolution, the first being the graphical user interface. He reckons the era of AI has begun. And thanks to this, competition is heating up, which in turn fuels the desire to push the boundaries of what's possible. In recent years, we've seen both ChatGPT and the rest of the generative AI models, along with other projects in various fields of AI, make notable strides. OpenAI released GPT-4, Google introduced Palm 2, and for example, Midjourney also declared itself at the forefront. There are other rivals to ChatGPT too. Claude in the commercial market and Llama 2 in the open source world have shown they're getting stronger. OpenAI has been ambitious, launching plugins and then promising new versions of GPTs, which are like successors to the original. Even open source competitors, while not as well known outside of academic or enthusiast circles, are making impressive progress that puts them on a level playing field with GPT-3.5 or GPT-4 in various ways. The research and development in this field are still amazing, and there's a real explosion of knowledge driving these improvements. Today, in 2024, AI has gone beyond everyone's expectations. From accurate medical diagnoses to complex financial analyses, and even creating digital artworks and exploring space, AI has become something we can't do without. But this tech revolution comes with its own set of ethical and social challenges. You see, AI is thought to go through stages based on how well it can copy human traits. Narrow artificial intelligence, general artificial intelligence, AGI, and super artificial intelligence, ASI. For a long time, we've been in the era of ANI. These AI systems were great at specific tasks, like Netflix recommendations or virtual assistants like Siri and Alexa, but they lacked the general smarts and adaptability that humans have. However, things are changing fast, and now we're at the beginning of AGI, where AI is getting better at understanding and adapting in broader ways. Thanks to advancements in deep learning and natural language processing, we've got systems like ChatGPT that can understand and use language smoothly, think about abstract ideas, and learn from new situations. But that's just the start. Considering how fast technology is progressing, it's not crazy to think we're heading towards ASI, also known as artificial superintelligence. A time when AI will outdo humans in almost everything is called the technical singularity. Imagine AI solving tough problems, like creating new medicines or exploring far-off galaxies, faster and better than we ever could. The idea of ASI is both exciting and scary. Just picture it. AI being more intelligent than us without us even realizing it. All we can do now is wait and see what happens. So, are you ready to see what the future holds? If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos from the Artificial Intel channel. Thanks for watching!